Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Let's talk about clarity and how clarity of mind will bring you what you want. Before I begin, I want to let you guys know that I have a free school community. It's a like-minded group of men. We share the different things that we're doing as it pertains to building wealth, building financial freedom, and living the best life that we possibly can. I also have 2 free courses in there, one called the Financial Accelerator and another one called the 4 Steps to Better Health. So if that sounds like you, if that's something that you're interested in, click the link down below. So guys, how do you get clarity of mind, right? Because so many of us are looking for our next step, right? As it pertains to our job, what to do with our life, where to live, right? What to do as it pertains to having kids, or if we want to get married, right? There's so many different things that we have questions about and we think about, right? Day in and day out. And one thing that I will say about clarity of mind that's very important is that your ability to stay focused is more important than being crystal clear, right? Because how many people have told you, right, or maybe you've listened to a motivational speaker say that you have to be crystal clear about what you want, right? One thing I can say is this is the one thing you have to have clarity about. You have to have clarity that you want to live the life that you want to live, right? And that's up to you. That's subjective, right? Because a lot of us, right, we want the things that everyone else wants, right? Big houses, big investments, big houses, right? But again, right, that might not be for you. And clarity a lot of times comes from within, meaning it's attached to who you are as a person, right? Are you healthy? Do you think positive thoughts, right? You could start off there, right? And a lot of successful people, they talk about health as the foundation to wealth, right? The saying, health is wealth. And, I've made videos talking about health and whether health is more important than money or working out at the gym is more important than money. But hear me out. Your thoughts, your desires will be clear to you when you are the most healthiest that you've ever been, right? And when you're eating healthy, conscious food, fruits and vegetables, right? High protein foods. Some people debate whether you should be eating meat. I'm not here to debate that. When you're sleeping well, when things are going well in your life, when you're spending time outside, right? Getting sunlight, stretching, easing tension in your body. A lot of times that's when clarity ensues into your consciousness and you can see things in your life clearly. But I'll say this, right? The biggest things that don't bring clarity are, number one, pornography. Pornography is the antithesis to not only clarity, but everything in life, right? Love, success, everything. And clarity, right? How do you achieve clarity? Well, when you're watching porn, right, you're releasing your testosterone, right? You're losing a lot of nutrients. You're losing willpower. And when you lose your willpower, right, and you lose your work ethic, right, because that's inevitably, porn does make you lazy, right? And I've made videos in the past talking about how lust feeds into sloth, right? If you're lustful, right, and you feed into that, and then you fall into sloth, right, that will quickly bring you nowhere, right? So clarity of mind begins with yourself, self-mastery, right? In the book Outwitting the Devil, Napoleon Hill says that, or the devil in the book, I think it really is Napoleon Hill just talking to himself, right? I think he just kind of wrote the book for entertainment purposes. But he basically said, like, self-mastery comes down to sex and food, right? If you're constantly consuming shit that isn't healthy for you, right, you're gonna feel the pain in your stomach, right? How many times do you eat crappy food, right? Excess wheat products, high sugar foods, processed stuff, right? And especially in large amounts, right? Because these foods have no nutrients, right? So we know that when foods don't have nutrients, we crave them more because your body's still hungry. The satiety centers in your brain aren't triggered. So you got to look at your nutrition and understand that when your stomach is clogged, when you have inflammation, that's gonna really deter your mind, right? And hurt you from knowing who you are, right? A lot of times, man, narcotics, liquor, vaping, right? I talk a lot about this shit, but I feel like it's worth nailing home over and over again. But that's where you fail in life. Your first failure is the failure of yourself, right? A lot of people think that when they fail, it's something outwards. Like, I failed at making a sale, or I failed public speaking. No, a lot of times it's you just fail to take care of yourself, right? And this has really been something I've been kind of hitting home with myself lately. It's like, I tell myself all the time, like, don't focus so much on the outward realities of life, right? Focus on the inward realities of what you can take care of, right? I can take care of myself, right? I can have a clean living space, right? I can have a better diet, right? I can harness sexual energy and transmute it into things that help the world, right? And help myself in return. When you center yourself around what you can do, right? And you center yourself on what you're capable of doing moment to moment in your daily life, then that is what brings confidence, right? And then when you just keep doing that every single day, right? The things that we can't control, like knowing where we're gonna be in 3 years as it pertains to where we're gonna live, what we're gonna do, right? Who we're gonna meet, those are things you just can't know, right? Like, 3 years ago, sorry to go on a little rant here, but 3 to 4 years ago, before I moved to Florida, right, I could have never pictured living in this condo complex, right, in this nice, beautiful weather, right? I could have never pictured that, right? I could have maybe guessed, like, hey, I was gonna live in Florida, it was gonna be sunny, but exactly where I am and the exact people I deal with in work and relationships today, I couldn't have planned that. And I didn't know any of the people that, I couldn't have guessed 5 years ago my girlfriend's name, you know what I'm saying? Or what she was gonna look like. I could, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could maybe picture myself with, a Latina girl or something like that, but I couldn't know exactly what it's gonna be. So you don't know where you're gonna be, you don't know who you're gonna meet, you don't know what exactly you're going to do. But what I do know is that the keys to clarity is self-mastery. When you master yourself, when you sleep well, when you eat right, and you're taking care of yourself and your surroundings, right? You're keeping a clean living space. You're making sure everything in your present physical reality is taken care of. God gives you a little more each day, right? Like right now, each day I get a little bit better at this, right? I get a little bit better viewership. I get a little bit more, my audience gets a little bigger each and every day, right? And that's all life is in total, right? Your mind is, constantly going to picture outrageous circumstances about where you're going to be or what you're going to do or what you're going to have, right? And unfortunately, you can only plan so far into the future before it just becomes like, I don't know. I just don't know, right? And, the farther you plan out, the farther, whether it's, I think we can all plan I think planning like a year in advance is something that's reasonable. It's still kind of shaky, but once you start looking like, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, dude, you don't know what is going to happen, man. And, oftentimes, like, we get so, especially times when we're discontent or we're in a state of trouble or we're sick or we're frustrated or we're depressed or we're anxious or we're overthinking, that's when we start to plan too much into the future, right? And I'm telling you, clarity is just, all clarity is a daily thing, right? It's a daily understanding of what the path is going to be for the day, right? And if you are clear on who you want to be and what you want, right? Then, like I said, it involves harnessing your sexual energy. It involves taking care of yourself. It involves being outside. It involves, you know, taking care of your relationship, right? Making sure you're being loving towards your romantic partner. It involves having a clean living space. It involves taking little actions every single day, right? Like this video, you know, I can overanalyze about how I'm gonna do certain videos 2 years from now, how I'm gonna edit it, who I'm gonna hire, right? Who I'm gonna be speaking to, who I'm gonna be consulting. Bro, I have no idea, right? But one thing I can assure is that if I just go every day, like how am I gonna fail, right? Now I might make a bad video, but that's one bad video, right? That's not 10 bad videos in a row, right? So clarity is just knowing, you know, like who you want to be, right? Not knowing, and obviously you have to know what you want. I think we all want money. I think we all want freedom, right? But who do we have to be to achieve that? And what little things do we have to do every single day just to kind of attract that closer and closer, right? Every day you think about the same thing. Every day you act in relationship to who you want to be. You bring the thing you want closer to you, right? It's like God pushes it a little bit towards you. You push yourself a little bit and then God pushes the thing towards you, right? God will meet you halfway, right? You just have to meet him halfway, right? And you meet him halfway by doing the things we talked about here. Yeah, guys, so that's it. I mean, that's really it. That's it. So if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.